Hello guys, welcome to all of you in the data mindset. My name is Amit and I'm your host for this session. So I think in the previous class we discussed about operators in the Python, and today we are going to continue with that journey, and we will see that as what are the operators in the Pythons, and of course we'll talk about what are the Python operators are remaining for the today class. So without wasting much time, let's go and start it. Okay. So I think we discussed these are the topics, like what are the operators in Python. So I think arithmetic operators, comparison operators, sorry for that, and logical operators we discussed in the previous class. In today class we are going to discuss the assignment operators, okay, and follow that we will move into the membership operators, identity operators, and bitwise operators. And from the technical point of views and the Python programming point of views, these are the very interesting and very important from your learning perspective. So let's go and start it, guys. So let me put it over here, the heading, which is assignment operator. So the question is, what is assignment operator? So let me put one example. So this time I'm putting, let's say, a equal to, let's say, 20, and simply I'm going to print this a. So I think you do not need to explain it, you will understand what will be the output over here. Okay, in this case I have written the very simple code, which is a equal to 20. It means that is I have assigned a value of 20 to a. So by doing this stage I have written three things: a, okay, and then after that equal to sign, and then after that 20 as a integer value. So this equal to sign is nothing but a assignment operator. In Python there is only one operator of assignment operator, which is equal to. So when you are going to write a equal to 20, so that means you are assigning some values, or you're assigning 20 to a. So why it is useful? Because it helps us to create variables, it helps us to assign some kind of the values, okay, and so on. Okay, sorry for that. So this is only one operator in Python programming in terms of the assignment operator. What you can do is you can club with other operators. So let's say if I write it down, a equal to, let's say, 20, and then again I just put it a plus equal to 5. So what it is happening over here, we are clubbing the two operators, which is nothing but arithmetic operator, which is plus, and the assignment operator, which is nothing but equal to. So what we are going to do is, since we have already declared a variable a equal to 20, so this time in the second line what we are going to do is we are going to do add additions. We are going to add another value, which is 5, on top of 20. So that means if I going to print a, it will give us the output of 25, because in the first line we declare a equal to 20, and in the second line we declare we need to increase a by additional 5. Okay, and that's what in the print statement we are getting a equal to 25. All right, similarly we can club with minus equal to sign. So let's say again a equal to 20, and if I write it down, a minus equal to, let's say, 10, and if I'm going to write print a, so it will give us 10. Similarly, let's say a equal to 20, okay, no problem, same, or maybe take another example, a equal to 10, let's say this time I'm just putting a star 3, sorry, star equal to 3, and I'm going to print a. So what do you think that is? What will be the output? In this case we are going to multiply 10 with 3, okay, so we can get the output as 30. Okay, so this is a way you can club with assignment operator with other arithmetic operators. All right, okay, so now let's move it to other operators, which is a membership operator. So the purpose to use the membership operator, okay, so let me write it down for it. Membership operator. Let me talk about what the purpose of this operator and how it can help us in the Python programming. It is very essential to understand it. So look at here, the membership operator is helping us to identify any elements or patterns, or you can say that is any kind of the elements or the patterns, or you can say that is any kind of the input you wanted to search inside the given source of the input. So let me explain it in a more detailed way. Let me put it down one example. So this time I'm going to create a list 1, and inside the list I just put it some of the element. Let's say I'm putting 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50, and let me put it down some more other data type elements, maybe string. So I'm putting Delhi, I'm putting, sorry for that, Mumbai, and let's say Chennai, and let's say Kolkata. Okay, and let me put it some more variables. So let's say this time I'm putting, float and 20.35. Okay, so I think we have a integer, we have a string, and we have a float inside this list. So we have discussed that is membership operator help us to identify or locate any elements inside the given input. So how we can write this entire statement, or maybe using membership operator to identify the any element inside the given input. So we can write print, and let's say we are able to identify that is in this given element, or sorry, in this given input, we want to identify Delhi is available or not. Of course you can say that is from this list Delhi is available, but think about like in the real world programming, when you have a very large input or maybe very large data sets, in the data set you wanted to identify something, you wanted to search something inside particular column. So how you can do that? So let's say I just put it out, Delhi in list 1, and if I execute this piece of the code, you will get true because this element is available inside this list. Let me run it one more. Let's say this time I'm searching Mumbai in list 1. Okay, you will get the output as true because these two elements are available inside the list. Let me try down something else. Let's say this time I'm searching Bangalore in list 1, and of course you will get output as a false because this element is not available inside the list. Okay, so I hope you understand that membership operator, which is in operator, membership is in operator over here, it helps us to identify a certain elements in the given input. Okay, let me take one more example. Let's say this time I'm taking one string, I'm putting New Delhi is the capital of India. Okay, and from this given string, let's say I wanted to identify India in A, right? Of course you will able to understand what will be the output. Is this true, right? Similarly for that, if I wanted to know like some other elements is available inside the string or not, so let's say I just put it over here. For example, let's say I just put it here, Kolkata in A, correct? So of course you will get the output as a false because this element is not available inside the string. Okay, so let me write it down. If anybody asks you like what is a membership operators, so I can write it. It helps us to identify patterns, elements, okay, from a given input. Okay, so what is meaning of patterns? Okay, since we have already talked about the elements, so we can say that is we can able to identify element, but what about the pattern? Okay, let me write it down some more examples to understand this statement. Let's say I have written, print n is a. Okay, because we know that is this string has started with n. Okay, so that's why we have written n in a, and of course you can able to say that it is giving us output as a true because it is started with n. Okay, let me do it one more thing. Let's say print, let's say a in a. All right, of course you will get the output as a true because, but the question is how we can identify this a is pertains to this a or this a or this a. Okay, because here you are not sure that is which a it is referring, but it is able to identify that this particular element is available inside this string. Okay, but again the question is to identify the patterns. It is simply that we can able to say that is if any string is started with any particularly element or characters, we can able to see that is. Okay, let me make it more interesting. So let's say if I just put it down at the rate. Okay, and now this time I'm trying to identify at the rate in a. Correct, so I will write at the rate in a, and I hope, sorry, let me execute. I think I missed to execute this line, and of course you will get the output as a true. So I hope you have understand that what is the meaning of membership operator. Okay, let me go to the other operator. So it is identity operator. Okay, right, so it is very interesting. Let me put it the example. Okay, let's say I'm just putting an example. Let's say I have written a equal to 10, b equal to 10, and I'm going to write a is b. So what will be the output? What do you think that is from this given set of the snippet? What will be the output? Since I have written a equal to 10, b equal to 10, and then I have written a is b. So from this statement, is a is b, or maybe you can say b or a is a, b and a is same. So what do you think that is? A is b or b is a? So in this statement you will get the output as a true, but you need to understand that is what actually we are doing. What is meaning of this is operator? Is operator over here is nothing but identity operator. And what actually it is doing? Does it comparing the values for a and b, or does it have any other significance over here? To understand it, let me put another example. So let's say I put it here hello. Okay, similarly for b, again I put it hello. Okay, and again I'm just writing the same thing, a is b, and I execute this piece of the code. Understand it, it is giving us the same output, which is true. So we have tested it for integer and we have tested it for string, and in both the cases we have got the output as a true. Okay, let me take it the third example. So let's say I just put it over here in another list. Let's say 10 comma 20 comma 30. Okay, and another list which is same b, and I will put the same element which is 10, 20 and 30. And now this time I'm going to compare, or sorry, this time I'm going to write a is b. What will be the output? And this time the output will be false. Okay, and this is very interesting. We need to understand it is in the previous two examples we have got the output as a true, but in the third example we have got the output as a false. So what is the reason behind it to this output? Okay, to understand the identity operator, basically is operator is not comparing the values, it is actually comparing the address in the memories of the values. I'm writing the statement. It is comparing the address of value in memory. And what is meaning of this statement? Which memory we're talking about? Is that a memory inside us, the laptop, or maybe like your local systems, or is the memory which we are talking about in terms of the runtime environment memories? Of course, this is memory is going to compare with your runtime memories. It's not about your local system memories. And I'm going to write it down another piece of the code to understand it, this statement. Okay. So let's say what we are going to do is, before proceeding for this one, I'm going to execute this piece of the code again. Okay. And this time what I'm just introducing one cell on top of it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write print, okay, the address of A. So how we can identify the address of A? So we can use ID function. So here you can say ID functions. Through the ID functions we can able to identify the memory address of the given element. So I just put it print bracket ID, then again bracket, and then inside the bracket I just put it A, and I just close this bracket and I execute this piece of the code. So here you are getting one output. Similarly, I'm doing it the same thing for B. I just copy it over here and now paste it over here and just making the changes. Okay, instead of A I just put it B and I execute this code, right? So look at here, guys. In this case, in both the scenario we have got the same output, which is like same number. So you can say that is here inside the memory we have created one single value of 10, and but A and B both are referring to the 10, right? And that's why, since at this address only is at this address one element is there which is 10, and A and B both are referring to the same address, and that's why they are getting the same output. All right, same scenario over here. Okay, when you are comparing with string, but when you are comparing with list, okay, it gets changes. So the Python say that is, when you have an object, or you can say a data types which is mutable, then the Pythons assign the different memory address. Okay, I'm repeating my statement again. The rule, or you can say the concept of the Python is saying, if the given input is mutable data types, so Python assign this objects into the different memory address, and that's why here we are getting the output as a false. Why I'm saying that is, let me do it over here. Let me run this code. I just write print ID of A and print ID of B, and now I compare it. So look at here, these two output are different, right? And that's why you can say that is, in this scenario the memory address are different. Okay, memory address are different. So identity operator is nothing but it is comparing the address of the object inside the memory. If the address are same, then the value will be true. If the address are different, then the output will be false. So I hope you understand what is the purpose or what is the use of like identity operator. And let's move to the last, and which is I think this is the last element of this operators. So let me take it bitwise operator. It's a very interesting. It's a very interesting. So let me put it over here, the bitwise operator. So what it does, bitwise operator. All right. So I would like to make you understand through this example. So let's say again I just put it a equal to 5, b equal to let's say 2, and to understand it bitwise operator, let me put it down over here. So let's say if I just put it print a ampersand b. Alright, so of course you guys maybe understand it, what is the meaning of this ampersand sign. Alright, to make you more understandable, so we can say that is in the literature point of view, or of course the English literature point of view, so we can say ampersand and both are having the same meaning. Okay, from the English literature point of views, this one and this one both are having the same meaning because they are saying that is both are inclusive. All right, but in the technical point of views, is these two are different. Okay, of course you have understand and is a different operator which is nothing but like logical operator, and here ampersand is like we can say bitwise operator. So if I execute this piece of the code, and first let me execute this code and then we will see the output, and then of course we will explain what is the entire logic behind this bitwise operator and how it is getting resolved. So look at here, it gives us the output as a 0. What is meaning of this operator and what it does? Okay, so bitwise operator, what it does is it converts the given input, it converts the given input into the binary forms, and then it does a operations. Okay, so let me do it one thing, let me okay just or maybe okay. All right, before going to that stage, what I am going to do is I wanted to know that is what is meaning of this statement when I say it is going to convert into the binary and then it does some operations on top of it. Okay, so let's say how can I identify what is a binary value of 5? So here you can do is you can write print and then put it into the bin. Inside the bin you just put it a, which is nothing but 5. So the binary value of 5 is 0b101. 0b is nothing but the prefix on top of 101. So 101 is a binary value of 5 and 0b is prefix inside the Python programming standard point of views. Okay, now what will be the binary value of 2? So again I write it down, print bin b. Okay, it is give us the binary value of 0b 10. Okay, so binary value of 2 is 10. Now what the operation it does? Okay, so let me do okay, one thing is okay, notebook. Let me open the notebook, or maybe because I have, so that it can help us to do certain notebook. Yeah, okay, just a moment, I think. Yeah, okay, so second. Okay. All right. So, okay. So what it does is, so let's say I have a 101. Okay, no worry. I just, since my window is not able to capture those environment, so what I'm trying to make you understand it, I just put it over here. Let's say I just put it over 101, okay, which is the binary value of 5, and then we have a 10. So what I do is I just put it 0 and then I put 10. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply these two things. So if I multiply 1 and 0, what will we get output as 0? If I multiply 0 and 1, what will be the output? 0. And again, if you multiply 1 and 0, what will be the output of 0? So in all the three layers, we will get the output as 0, 0, 0. And if you wanted to know that is what is the binary value of 0 is nothing but 0, and that's why we have got the output as 0. Okay, let me explain it again. So bitwise operator, what it does is it converts the input into the binary values, and then it is doing the multiplication operations. As simple as that. Okay, so here the 101 is binary value of 5, 10 is binary value of 2, and then I just put it 10 because it will not change the meaning of 10. So I just put it additional 0 in front of 10, and then I did a multiplication operations. Okay, so 1 and 0, if I multiply 1 and 0, it is 0. Again 0 and 1, 0, and 1 and 0, 0. Let me take it another example. Let's say this time I take another example and I just put it over here. Let's say this time I'm putting, let's say 6, because I'm just taking a small example because it will help us to understand 6 and another number, let's say 4. Okay, let's say 4. Okay, and this time we have got the output as 4. Let me understand it, what is meaning of that. Okay, so what we can do is we can write print bin of a, okay, comma bin of b. Okay, so we can say that is we have got the output called 110, right, and we have got the output of 100. So 110 and 100, right, and if you want to multiply, it will be 1 and 1 will be 1. Okay, so let's say 1 and 0 will be 0, and 0 and 0 will be 0. So what will be the value of 100? It will be, the value will be 4. Okay, and that's why we have got the output called 4. So I hope you guys have understand the operators that we discussed in today. Feel free to connect me if you have any questions to me. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Thank you so much.